God bless you.
Obatobia, good evening. From my
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
New ship.
Voting of our time.
I greet you. My greeting. Good evening.
What's up? Good evening, sir.
My PR. Welcome, Prime Minister.
Hello. I can see Germany. Oh my God. Can you? Oh my goodness. Media team, are you people live already? Are you live already? Please go live, go live. We want to flash this on the screen.
Come to Rugento.
Go live, please. Go
Almost Biafra. 19 Paswa. Almost Biafra.
Wow.
Biafra Prime Minister. Whether the distance, we have come, we have seen, and we are going to overcome. So we are here together.
The new ship. Biafra.
Angel.
The new ship, the rock of IPOB, the rock, the great man. And they can from Britain.
Yes, son.
The man, the only man that makes us proud. The man that makes us proud.
This is becoming in Deutschland.
Wow.
Okay,
we need to start. So we go and sit down.
Mama. You're welcome, all of you.
Good afternoon.
Wow.
Only the people in Deutschland.
The finisher.
The man that makes us happy.
We can be not
No. I can see that Europe is well prepared today.
David Marshall.
Germany Rep 1, you are muted.
Taproot.
Yes.
Taproot, my Germany. That is that quadruple.
Kazoo now for ya. Kazoo now for ya so that Hannah more than more. Like I need
Greeting from Belgium, the great man. Obatobie, the great man.
Wow.
The field marshal. You must be the field marshal.
Wow. Wow.
Musa Mwayo also say.
Haga free toro biati na December.
Oh, come on. I'm happy. See you. Belgium is greeting you. Tifobarola speaking.
Good evening, Obatobie.
Evening. Oh, man.
Good evening,
Biafra Republic.
Peace. We held it.
Progress.
MC.
Unity.
Biafra Republic.
Peace. Unity. Grace.
Biafra Republic.
Peace. Progress and
progress. Be prepared. Biafra Republic.
Belgium family head
coffee. All right.
Yes. Ebakika gayataya.
Wadoro mwegi. I don't work in a choir before.
All right, thank you. We have to start. Thank you.
Sonny, please, co-host me, please.
We have to start. Thank you. All of you.
You're already posted.
Thank you. We have to start. According to the program, opening prayer by Mazi Okechukwu. Mazi Okechukwu Ajunma from Austria. Mazi Okechukwu, please.
Minister of Information, I think we're missing agenda number 1. Please.
Agenda number 1. Welcome Mazi in. Tadorama will give a wallet. Okay. Mazi Malakai will announce the PM entry. Okay. Who should go next now?
Adadiorama will go and then opening prayer. Thank you.
Okay. Dadorama, over to you.
Because
Biafra niile biko kwụrụ n'ọtọ ka anyị nabata n'ọbata obie biko na onye ọrụ na-akwụrụ ọtọ onye ọrụ na-akwụrụ ọtọ na o melitirie ka anyị kwụrụ na ya ọtọ ilopu na Biafra nọ n'ilopu bụ inye n'ọbata obie abịarugo mmepe n'ụzọ na ọbata obie abatago mmụọ na-eche onwe ya ikuku ka ibe ya ogo okikolo mmụọ ọbịa
Speech by Mazuche, European rep. Mazuche, are you there? Okay. The platform is yours, sir. Unmute yourself.
Yes, and my fellow citizens, Mr. Prime Minister, members of the cabinet, and all Biafra government officials present here today, I welcome you all to this European tour. Thank you very much for taking out your time to be here with us this evening. As the principal representative of this government in Europe, I extend my warm and cordial greetings to you all, and I salute your presence in this gathering. As a people, we have identified a common cause which has kept us in exile for several decades, and this cause has finally brought us together. This cause is our collective quest to ensure that our inalienable rights to self-governance is not infringed upon by anyone. For this reason, Biafrans across Europe have gathered here today in solidarity with the government led by His Excellency, Mr. Prime Minister Mazi Ekpa Simon Joko, to demonstrate our unwavering commitment to protecting and upholding our rights as a people. Since being entrusted by the Biafra government with the significant responsibility of overseeing the affairs of our citizens in Europe, I have strived to ensure that our efforts are well organized and our services felt across this continent. I must confess that my experience in fulfilling these duties has been filled with joy and gladness, a deep sense of purpose, and a continuous desire to give my all. The opportunity to connect with our people, understand their views, hear their wonderful ideas for our collective interest has put me on that path of patriotism. Mr. Prime Minister, you stepped up when it mattered the most. You have opened the path to governance for the Biafra people in a way that the world has never seen before. You have identified innovative solutions to our problems, brilliantly guiding and positioning us in the political arena, international political arena. In line with these international laws, we can boldly and confidently defend our political rights on the global stage, generally accepted, of which several nations are signatory to, including the entity called Nigeria. We no longer make excuses for our failures. We have abandoned lamentation. Instead, we have engaged in civil enlightenment, embracing power that comes from knowledge. We now understand our rights are protected and enshrined under the international law, and it's our duty to ensure that these rights remain inalienable, that have guaranteed our path to freedom. Moreover, we have studied the histories of other nations on their journey towards freedom. So should anyone insinuate or suggest otherwise, we will remind them of their journey towards becoming a free state, and that currently
over 50 million of us have given their mandate and a go-ahead for the declaration of the restoration of the independent state of Biafra. Mr. Prime Minister, your commitment to working collectively with the Biafra people has brought us together once again and brought our adversaries to their knees. Our unity has been restored, and those who sought our subjugation are now left in disarray. Your diplomatic policies approach have set us on a high standard for our pursuit of freedom, demonstrating our capabilities to establish and maintain relations with other nations. It is no secret that the concept of Nigeria was never designed to serve the interests of its people. Looking at Nigeria's history and our experiences as victims, we are well positioned to testify to the misery embodied within the concept of Nigeria. It is increasingly clear that Nigeria is on a path to self-destruction, even turning against those who strive to protect it. Our people back home have endured decades of extrajudicial killings, kidnappings, the rape of our women and young girls, destruction of our properties, arbitrary detention, and countless human rights violations. But today, under the command of His Excellency, Honorable Prime Minister Mazi Simon Joko, the Commander-in-Chief of the Biafra Armed Forces, the Biafra Liberation Forces have restored safety to our land. Thanks to the efforts of the Biafra government in defending and addressing the plight of the Biafra people, much of this misery has been averted. Today, those who once dismissed the government's activities are now engaged in discussions about self-determination and a referendum, with the media considering Biafra's exit from Nigeria through a preferred process of a referendum. Mr. Prime Minister, it will interest you to know that under your leadership, several initiatives have flourished greatly and benefited our people in Europe. The Biafra government has provided a shield for its citizens, giving them a shoulder to lean on in times of need. In Europe, the Biafra government has ensured representation in over 20 countries, with the majority having established a liaison presence. Through these channels, Biafrans in Europe have been able to access essential services such as general inquiries, identification application processes, convention accreditation processes, asylum support applications, and many other services provided through our liaison offices. Through our liaison offices across Europe, we have successfully engaged the government agencies and introduced our government to the countries of our residents. Mr. Prime Minister, on behalf of the government representatives in Europe, which you have appointed, we assure you that your government will continue to be well represented in Europe, and our services to our fellow citizens will remain selfless and unwavering. To my fellow Biafrans in Europe, I want to thank all of you for making sure that the Biafra government initiatives are well funded and will continue to be funded in Europe. Furthermore, we must also remind ourselves of our collective responsibility in making sure that our government is well funded without hesitation. We need to be able to tell ourselves the truth, that we are not to be reminded of the hostilities faced by our people back home, and that in order to contain these hostilities, resources are paramount, which means that continuous funding of this government remains our obligation. We must keep on patronizing our government services and making sure that identifying ourselves with the government through the identification process, which has been made available by the government, is extended to our families and our friends who are Biafran citizens. Our historic moment is coming up in November/December, and we must ensure that we make history as one of those who we signed for the declaration documents of the restoration of our independence. To my exceptional European representatives, words can simply not express how committed you are in dispatching your duties. But by your continued efforts, you can only be rewarded with a free and independent state of Biafra. To my deputy co-representative, Wanda Obi, you have been a huge asset to the development of our government services in Europe, and your efforts can never be taken for granted. To our secretary, Master Christopher, thank you for always being available and always willing to serve your people. To the organizing committee, I salute all of you. Thank you very much for making this opportunity available for our people to come together to host our Prime Minister. To my Honorable Prime Minister, thank you, sir, for putting your enemies and our enemies in total confusion and putting them on the mode of the more you look, the less you see. And of course, for visiting Europe with your cabinet. Once again, I say welcome. And finally, from me, if there is anything that I've ever been certain in my life, it is the restoration of the independent state of Biafra. Thank you all for coming here today. And I am looking forward to a great night with you and our Prime Minister. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much indeed. Thank you very much, our EU Rep Mazuche. The next on the item of our agenda today is Breaking of Color Note by Mazi Pascal Ogwebu from France. The France family is over to you. Mazi Pascal, are you there? Unmute yourself and do the ritual of breaking color. Are you there, Mazi Pascal? Ogwebu from France family.
Not Pascal, Lawrence Ogebu, Lawrence, Mazi Lawrence.
Sorry, that has been a typo error. Someone wrote Pascal. So Lawrence, okay. Thank you, Wanda Dorem.
So where is Lawrence? Where is Lawrence?
Mazi Okeke.
Mazi Okeke side. Lawrence, raise your hand. Can you see the person inside the Zoom?
I called me before, sitting there, no, yeah. I called me and Barney, Peck, see your corner.